Yeah, I'm Cory Hughes. This is Ethan, Richerzhagen, Yashua Arevalo, and Demonde. What's your last name, Demonde? Bell. Opening statement will be this. Our guys played a heck of a game, man. They came out and grinded against a really, well-versed Decatur Heritage team. That team knows basketball. I was talking to one of their assistant coaches for the game, and they got a basketball culture and have for a while. And our guys came out and played their tails off, man. Just couldn't be more proud. And I told them that's sports. You play really good teams, and two teams go head to head. It just comes down to a flip of a coin sometimes. And tonight that thing didn't go our way. And but man, I'm super proud of the way they played.
To go without Ethan the last 5 minutes and then still have a chance to tie there at the end, just would you, when Ethan went out of the game, what were you thinking really at that point?
Yeah, that stinks. Having Ethan out at any time is not good for us. He's our senior leader, and he just does an unbelievable job on the offensive end for us every game. And so when he comes out, it's like having an arm tied behind your back offensively. And so we knew it was going to be a struggle to score the ball with him out of the game. Asking the official, what the heck, man? That seemed like they were jockeying for position. That's my best offensive player's fifth foul. Personally, as an official, I don't think that's good game management. He says he didn't know he was my best scorer. I said, how do you not know that? But I don't know. But now we're getting there.
Yeah, but would that have really made, I know what you're saying, but would that have made a difference whether he knew he was your best guy or not? Because that means that he calls the game different, like he's a Michael, like you.
Yeah, well, officials are taught to do that. Yeah, you don't, you're not going to take a best player out for some incy-tinsy kind of thing. It needs to be a fifth foul, and the best player needs to be a fifth foul. And so, he's jockeying for position with 24. 24 is a good player. Come on, man. I don't mind saying I didn't like the call at all. I let him know that. Had to let him know it with some discretion because I already had my warning. So that's what it is.
Ethan, just how frustrating was it? You had one foul at halftime, and then to be in that spot 13 minutes later.
It's obviously frustrating. It's a lot of disappointment in me because you foul out as a senior. It feels like you let your team down. But I really didn't lose any faith because these guys stay in the game, lead us on defense. Thomas with a point, Jock facilitating the court. So I'm mad about that. Like Coach said, we're fighting for position, so I really don't think should have gotten taken out of the game for that. But also should have played smarter and realized when to put my hands on and when to not. So
Yoshi, I'll be the bad guy and ask you about the free throw situation. What was your mindset going to the line on that circumstance? Just as much as you want to say, I don't know how to ask you. Just
honestly, just I looked at the scoreboard when I wasn't supposed to, and that's what made me nervous. And they messed my shot up. They cuffed me mess up.
And then they called the timeout, and I knew there's really only one circumstance left. You kind of had to not make because the point didn't do you. How tough was that? At least hoping that the guys underneath might be able to get a rebound. How do you put a touch on that kind of shot to hope that it gets to your guy?
Look, I tried to do it, but it came off too hard.
Cory, y'all were hot in the first quarter and then 5 for 27 the rest of the way. Do you know what happened there?
I wish I did know what happened. I go back and undo that. It's the way it is. We hit shots that we normally don't hit first quarter. Demonde Bell hit a three-pointer. Demonde was fantastic. I couldn't believe he shot it when he released it. I went, oh my, and but nailed it, drained it. And so I did. We came out really hot. These guys, kudos to them on that. We work 8 minutes at a time, and so 21 points in the first quarter. I was just like, wow, this might be our day. And then it was like a lid got put on the basket. I don't think we were taking that bad of shots. We did turn the ball over a few more times, I think, than we should have. Yeah, we had 4 turnovers the first half, and then had 8 after that. So in the second half, so yeah, lid on the basket, making a few bad decisions, but it's tough.
Coach, I'm really good friends with Coach Cates at Coosa Christian, and he had guys. just standard that you guys have set at Faith, man. He's had guys call him and it's like, how in the world did y'all play Faith within 5 points? Because the standard you guys have put out there, just to talk about the overall brand of Faith basketball at this point. And you guys seem to have gotten better, each year, and then now you're right here just on the doorstep of going to the Final Four.
Yeah, and it's all these guys right here. I mean, Ethan and others and these seniors lead the way. We're a senior heavy team, and they've been playing together for a while. And so, I came in, having having like all the tables set out for me. And so that's been really nice. A lot of guys have poured into these guys over the years and got them to this point. But what I tried to bring in this year was a philosophy of just get after a basketball. Every single play we get after. And that's the thing, we're not a very deep team. I mean, we play 6 or 7 guys, and we play full court man the whole time. And so we just grind. We try to play like dogs, scrap after everything. And the nights we're hitting shots, that's awesome. But we know basketball's a game where sometimes your shots fall, sometimes they don't. But every night we can get after people. And so when we talk about brand of basketball, I think that's what we want to be known for in the future, is just every time you play us, it's going to be miserable for you. It's going to be a grind session. So, yeah.
Also, like to comment, man, something I noticed you did, I was really impressed with, is how genuinely happy you were when they announced these guys' names for all tournament team.
Yeah.
That really stuck out to me.
Well, dude, guys who work their tails off like these guys, especially the 2 that got called for all tournament. Ethan, there's not been anybody put more time in the gym than Ethan over the last, probably since, since we were 10 or something, but he put so much time in the gym. And then you look at this year, me as a new coach, the guys came over to my house to watch Super Bowl, and they asked me, they said, who's the most coachable? And I said, well, man, all you guys have been incredibly coachable, but the most transformed player this year has been this dude, it's this guy Yoshi. And he's just went from, I think, man, people like Yoshi, it's hard to get him to be serious. When I was even earlier in the year, it's hard to get this dude to be serious. Now all of a sudden, man, I'm telling you, now all of a sudden, we brought in pregame meal today, and I told them shoot around was over. This dude kept his headphones in and kept shooting for the next 30 minutes. He's just so zoned in, so focused, and he brings that kind of intensity every night. So I'm super happy for these dudes, and wish I was getting all 3 of them back. I'm only getting 1 of them back. That'll work. So, do what you got.
So all three.
Demonde, would you just speak to kind of what the coach said about the way you started? Not so much about the surprise, about the 3 like that, but when the early on went, were you thinking that this might be our day, whether it was off of your shot or just the way that the first quarter went?
I kind of knew that going in. Everybody was hot. Everybody was hot, so I took my shot. It was open. It was sick. I had confidence in doing it.
But then you built the lead. You had like a 12-point lead in the quarter. Things looked like it was going real good for you. How did you feel coming into the between quarter breaks?
Going into the quarter break, I was like, this is nothing. This a good team like Decatur, they can come back off of anything.
Yeah.
So,
To all 3 players, can you just speak to what this team accomplished this season? And
I'll go first, because really it started last year. After JCA beat us, we all sat in the locker room for like an extra 30 minutes talking, and we knew what we wanted to do. We made it to the semifinals with a team that we had a mentality, but not the right mentality, and then we knew this group of guys that we had the right mentality. And so it started, with me, starting to lead it. I tried to get my guys in the gym every day with positive energy, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys. They took it and ran with it, and obviously we're doing good things. I hate that it came to end, but couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to play with.
just what you all accomplished this season, thoughts about that?
We did a lot. We all been playing together since until everybody started moving on. We had chemistry. We had better chemistry than we did last year, because we all came together and just played as a team.
like they said, that evening Ethan said, last year I was ineligible, so I sat out a lot. Coach Ware, he would put it in as, I didn't get far, with his team. But, last year fell short, and I told him, it was like, this year we're going to go farther with Birmingham or JSU. We did it, so. And then on top of it, the big wins we did this season, couldn't ask for nothing better. So I would rather lose here or at state, but, I'd rather, anywhere else, get a plaque here, run up over it. Yeah, we still made history.
Buddy? Thank you, coach.
Yeah, thank y'all, man.